Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing great today. And my name is Rutvik, and I'm a customer success manager at Recruit CRM. I cater to US, Canada, Latin, and I've been here for more than 3.5 years now. Today, we are excited to host a special session with insightful voice in niche recruitment, Joslyn O'Grady, right? She is Executive Vice President and partner at Accord Search Group. Jocelyn brings a unique dual perspective lens, you know, to the conversation. She spent the first 7.5 years of her career in the medical device industry, holding roles in sales, product, and marketing. Now, and leadership before making the leap into recruitment industry. So she has spent the last 12 years helping medical device companies build high performance teams from early stage startups to globally recognized brands. Jocelyn has partnered with organization across the spectrum to bring in top commercial and technical talent. She's not just a recruiter, she's a coach, a system thinker, and a relentless advocate for helping others succeed. So, thank you so much, Jocelyn, for joining.
Course. Thanks for having me.
Cool. So we'll start with the questions. One thing for the participants as well. So the way it will go is we'll ask questions to her about the workflow, about the recruitment industry. And if you also have a question for Jocelyn, you can ask in the Q&A section. Right, there's a Q&A section here. So you can ask questions to Jocelyn there. And whatever we feel, we'll tell to Jocelyn and she can answer that. If you have a app related question or Recruit CRM question, then you can add it in the chat. So our support team, one people from our support team will help you answer those queries as well. Cool. Let's start. So yeah, let's dive in for the first question. So Jocelyn, how has the recruitment landscape in life science evolved since you started? Any major shift you have had to adopt to?
I feel that just recruiting has changed significantly from pre-COVID versus kind of COVID and post-COVID. I feel that pre-COVID, every year kind of had a clear, like, this is a candidate market, this is an employer market. And then since COVID, every year has contained multiple patterns and shifts that kind of vary wildly throughout the year. So that has just kind of, I think, evolved our process and the way we approach the candidate population and clientele, and just I think has also shifted us to a little bit more from just giving guidance with clients as well around the hiring process and the candidate's appetite. So that's for me the biggest shift has been that. And also one more thing to add, since COVID, I feel like that has also, at least in the US market, in medical device sales and commercial teams, the sense of urgency from a candidate expectation has drastically increased. Pre-COVID, we had this kind of rule that if you follow up with the interviewer within 24 hours, well, you're good, but you must follow up and it must be within 24 hours. And then now we live in such a high sense of urgency society that candidates don't follow up immediately after the interview, or if it is 24 hours, they're cut from the process. So you kind of just see the human behavior shifting as a result as well.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think like after COVID as well, a lot of sales or recruitment has grown in that market as well, in the
Yeah.
med industry. So that's good.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. We learned that healthcare was an essential business during that time. Now it's had some consequences since, but during the time it was really busy. So
Awesome. That's great. Cool. So I'll come to my next question. Like, what does great recruitment looks like in life science? How is it different from, more general hiring, if you can talk about that?
well, I think the value of everybody on the call and why we all do this as outside agencies is to take the passive candidate that has the right background and profile, that's seemingly happy in their jobs, and we're trying to open up their mind to a better opportunity. The opportunity we're representing, right? The opportunity that our client needs based with the skills that they have. And I really think that's the difference of general hiring versus active recruiting, and why agencies exist is many companies don't have enough staff as it relates to talent acquisition. So there's a lot of, going based on postings and hoping referrals come in. And there's not a lot of, yeah, I'd say proactive recruiting. That's why we all exist. And the best recruiters are those that can say, hey, Rudvik, let's think about this opportunity over here. Let's explore it, and supporting them and making sure that the fit is there. And that's what I think is fun and fulfilling for all of us too.
Okay, cool then. And guys in the chat, if you think there's a bulb on moment, that's a aha moment, you can also, specify that or mention that. So everyone can see that. Cool. So going on the next question, what role does employer branding play in a niche like medical device, medtech, and how do you help clients build trust with candidates in this industry?
And quite frankly, I feel that that's something I'm commonly discussing with new potential clients. Like Rufik mentioned, we do work with the spectrum of very early stage startups to global brands, but to speak of things that are not global brands, but startup companies specifically, or smaller unknown brands, I think what clients need to understand, and that's our job, is to help them get educated on the importance of this aspect. If you don't have a known brand and it's me reaching out to this candidate pool, it's not the brand of the company that's attracting them to the conversation, right? So I have to find other ways to position the opportunity to say, again, open up, look at this. Does this align with your goals? Does this help you advance your career? But also, what's so important for these clients is that they should be identifying partners, which I imagine everybody on this call does, is a thorough extension of their brand, right? So the messaging, the words we use, the way we communicate with these candidates is to reflect what is their culture, what is their brand, what problems are they solving, and being incredibly thorough with what the job is and what are their skill sets, and does this align, and being able to kind of discern that fit together. And I'm saying that because not all candidate pools are approached that way. Sometimes the candidate pool is approached with just money, like, hey, you'll make $300,000 over here. And they're not really representing the value proposition correctly of the technology that they're representing. And then if you start to not talk about the facts and figures, and you start to sell people on maybe futures that don't exist, you've tainted a really small pool of candidates, especially in medical device and a startup. You only have so many people that do precisely what they need, but words travels fast, right? So if you're not approaching that candidate pool correctly, that word circulates. They're like, don't work with them. They're just making stuff up. They're giving you false numbers. So I actually think that's the most important thing for a client to identify in a recruiting partner, is who's going to represent me authentically, genuinely, and bring top talent to the table under the thorough understanding of what I represent here. And we take that really seriously. And I think that's how we can have educated conversations about their technology as well. It's knowing their products, knowing their markets, knowing their competitors, and be able to be super deep with these candidates to help them trust us. That's where the trust comes from, is that we're being honest, transparent, thorough, and we're providing them with a ton of information to do their own due diligence as well.
Understood. Yeah, I think I would trust you after the answer that I've given.
Thanks.
Awesome. Cool. So, yeah, we have a question from the chat as well. And I know, like, after the AI has come, so everyone is talking about AI in recruitment industry as well. So I think there's one question from Rachna, and which is, how has AI changed the recruitment process, and what are the best resources available? So is there any with you? And definitely we also have something we'll share about the AI, but yeah, Jocelyn, if you have any.
Yeah, and I'd love to have a session with these people just on how everybody's using that, because I'm absolutely in love with it and using it all the time, and would love to learn more. I actually had a QBR with Rubik, and he was like, hey, why haven't you used the AI feature on the job description? I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Well, since I know, I really love it. That's been very useful, right? And almost anywhere I can optimize efficiency and process, that's where I use AI. So for me personally, in Recruit CRM, I absolutely use the job description for the AI, because what I'm doing is I'm taking, because we don't want to post our clients' names externally. So I'm copying and pasting their job description into the AI and then asking it to remove the company name and kind of change a couple things up so I don't have to go through and do all that. So that saves me a ton of time. Outside of Recruit CRM and AI for me, I have been using chat. Actually, I've had a lot of my sourcing partners. The way I'm structured and my team is I'm client facing and candidate facing and managing the candidates through the process. And I have about 7 to 10 sourcing partners I work with internally. And there's a lot of different ways of writing for people and different styles. And some people are excellent. Some people are like, whoa, okay, this requires a lot of my time in fixing what they're writing. But I don't anymore. I can have them put their own notes through ChatGPT. And that's been really helpful to have a consistent flow and format and the write-up and correcting the grammar and formatting. So I'm sending a nice professional product of write-up to the client. And also, I'm really big user, and I'm probably gonna actually find a different technology for this, but it's called Gamma, and it's for presentations. So I like you can do documents and PowerPoints and or LinkedIn posts, things of that nature, and just makes it very professional. We don't have a marketing team. We don't have headcount outside of recruiters, essentially. We're all recruiters here, and we have some admin people that are schedulers. So we don't have corporate resources. So Gamma for me has been a godsend in terms of here's my content, and then it makes it beautiful. And then you can do a lot of tweaking with it too, and it kind of improves your writing. So I'm just still anything I can do to become more efficient and just faster and better and thorough. Um, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, please feel free to share in the notes chat what else you guys are using too, because I'm all about anything new, and that's going to help us all be better.
That's great. Also, like again, this was not part of the this webinar, but again, these things will make it even more better because I have something from our team that I will share with you. So if let me know if everyone can see my screen. So this is something that we are currently working on. It is AI candidate X-ray search. What it does is if you write any keyword of it or a title and you also write a location, let's say we'll do USA and then find candidates. So it will automatically apply those filters in like a traditional search and will find out candidates. And you'll also get the LinkedIn profile. So this is something that as a project we are building and it will be integrated soon with Recruits here. So this is
Love that.
what
So
like
is it pulling specifically from LinkedIn or is it pulling from
it's
Recruit CRM's
it's
database?
not, yeah, it's not, it's like from the whole internet we are
Okay,
pulling it out and then we are showing those LinkedIn profiles as well. So
that's awesome.
yeah, so that this is one thing that we are coming up with. Second is we are also doing inside, you can, so it's Claude something, so what you can do is you can write your query like how many candidates applied this week um, in my company, and you'll get that exact data you know
Mhm.
so you can use the AI chat inside of your Recruit CRM. You can ask questions. We are not using chat GPT because they store your data. We
Okay.
don't want them to store your data for 30 days. That's why building something like this. So yeah, interesting things are coming at Recruit CRM as well. So
Cool.
yes.
What's the timeline on that? Do you know?
Yeah, timeline we have to check, right? I was so excited to show you that, but timeline I don't
Yeah,
have it. No,
your
I'll have
product
to
team's like, don't open it up.
don't do that right now. Yeah.
I like it.
Cool, cool. So my next question, and now we'll go more deep into Recruit CRM and how Recruit CRM is helping Joslyn's team as well. So could you please first of all walk us through your typical workflow from client intake to candidate placement? How does Recruit CRM fit in it?
Sure, absolutely. So again, I'm on the client side, right? So I'm talking to the hiring manager and HR teams, taking a bunch of notes and opening up that job. And then I identify someone internally that is sourcing with me. And so from that end, once I get my notes uploaded, which is really, I mean, again, so nice with the system is that I can clone the job. So that's already, I just shift the location and a couple things. And I have all my files. I'm a big user of the files aspect of the company records to add in any of my notes, whether it's search terms for my sourcing partners, notes on the company, literature, clinical studies, anything that I have or contract, use those folders and files so everything's contained within that company record for my sourcing partner to say, hey, It's all there. I don't have to have this conversation anymore. It's all there. Also from there, once I open up the job, my sourcing partner's role is once she identifies all the candidates she's submitting, she puts them into the system. We have a scheduler in our team, so she's advancing the interview stages once they're scheduled. And that way, my sourcing partner, myself, and everybody's in the transparent know of where is this candidate in the process. And any action I'm taking, I'm also updating in the system. So from there, I'd say in my space, it's about 4 to 9 interview steps varying per client. So these searches take, 60 days at least, and sometimes 7 months. It just depends on the situation. So there's a lot of communication going back and forth. So we're updating the candidate into the system and submitting to the job and assigning it to the rec. All of our notes are there as well. Our write-up notes, which will help future us pull from those notes in the future and just modify a couple things, to the advancement of stages, to making sure we have thorough everything we need in terms of compensation records and otherwise. And then from there, and this might go to another question later, but what I'm using mostly within my process in Recruit CRM are the templates. So I have templates for every client, and within that client, the division within that division, the hiring manager within that hiring manager, the steps of the interview process. So every time and we just onboarded in January, right? So we're still building this stuff. So I just start with where I'm at. So if I have to add a new one, I add a new one, and I'm consistently adding new templates. So if I have to send our preparation email resource to a candidate, I just go into the email function of Recruit CRM, or sorry, actually, I always search the candidate's name, push the email, and then I just send the template from there. And that for me has been the biggest saving grace of my time, is I don't have to have 7 clicks into each folder, right, to get to that aspect anymore. I can just open it and send it, and it saves me so much time. And then again, what I also is helping me stay organized is when I advance the stage for that one, I have prep email as a special field for us sent. That way, and if I somehow forget to advance the stage, then I can look at the related emails, right, under the candidate
Yeah.
record as well. So I'm like, okay, I did send that. Okay, phew. So I'm gonna go searching my Outlook and everything. And then from there, obviously just advancing the stages to completion and closing out the actual job once they're placed, and the deal. Sorry, I forgot to mention deal on the front end. When I open the job, I always click that box at the bottom to create a deal at the same time, so that I'm closing out the deal and I'm closing out the job. And then we have visibility at least to what's going to be invoiced and when it's paid.
Awesome. Because, I have never thought that Jocelyn would answer about the company file section. And I can see in the chat as well that, people are saying that we also do the same. Nick is saying we also do that same thing. So it's a great,
Yes.
thing for us. So that's an aha moment for me as well. So
Yeah.
thanks, Jocelyn,
Can,
for
can I add one thing to that? Because for those, if you aren't using it for for your own record, for your own company, this is where, because we didn't have this kind of centralized information before. We're all remote. We have 30 people here, all remote, no physical office space. And we've never had that ability. Everything's just remained on everybody's individual computers, so this has allowed us to finally put things in a centralized place. So for under our company's page, Accordant Search Group within Recruit CRM, that's where I put all of our contracts so everybody can see that. That's where I put all of our templates for our team in terms of search words and, prep emails or anything template related to. We had a national meeting. I put all of our decks in there for people to reference. So I would say not even just your client, but also your own organization. And the fun part is I'm trying to drive behavior change here. So someone asked me this week, like, where's this template and this? And I'm like, it's in Recruit CRM. And then I just send them a user guide on how to go locate that in Recruit CRM. So
Yeah.
that's
So,
for it.
so
So,
and,
yeah.
and now the thing is, once you upload your document in Recruit CRM, you don't have to, there's something like when you send an email. So we have an option to select the files from the saved files in Recruit CRM. Earlier, we didn't have that. So if you want to
Okay.
share that something, you don't have to upload it manually. It can be
Okay.
taken from the saved files in Recruit CRM. I'll show you, like I'll share a video with you. But here, Allison has also asked a question like, can you talk more about creating a deal when you create a job? If you don't fill the job, you just cancel the deal, or do you
Good
change the
question.
stage? Yeah.
Can we share the screen maybe? That might
Yes.
help.
Yeah. And
I
after that,
think
I think Fred have a really interesting question, so we'll move to that.
so. One thing, and this is what I was telling my team too, and I think this is really important for anything as it relates to organization. And everybody's brain works differently, so there's no one way of doing it. But I think naming convention is really important to everything that you're doing. So including in creating the deals. So let's take this as an example. I opened this one up last night. I always do the company name dash whatever the territory is, or whatever the title is if it's not sales. So if you go if we go back.
Jocelyn, are you sharing your screen? Because
Oh, I'm actually not, sorry.
uh,
No, my bad. Totally forgot to do that. All right, can you see it now?
yeah, we can.
Okay. So sorry, this is what I was trying to show. Actually, let me show a different one. It's one client. I'm gonna just go to all deals. Um, okay, that's why. All right, so this is what I was kind of talking about with naming convention. For me, I think it's important that I'm naming things in the same manner. So for me, it's client name, territory, or title, essentially. So I can see that at a glance when I go to close that deal. And then in terms of creating it, I think really the key thing is, what your anticipation date is. So I always put it about 3 months out because that's kind of right for us. The one thing I haven't done well is advance the stages, but if it goes on hold, and what I've also realized is if it goes on hold or if it's canceled, it doesn't count as a loss. And I actually don't think it should, I mean, honestly, it's like it doesn't exist, right? You didn't lose it. But if it's open or, play or won, then that or won or lost counts to your winning and losing. So I just advance the stages really to once I get at the end. I think it'd be great if I was more thorough with that and advanced it through the stages. They just haven't taken the time to do that. But yeah, I'll put it on hold and cancel it. If I don't, it's off the board for now. And then I can just reopen it when it does come back, if it's frozen. And then as a one, I'll put it as a win or a loss. So I feel like the deals for me are pretty simple and it just helps me kind of get a sense of what I have going on out there. But I don't know if I answered your specific question. Did I miss anything there?
We have to wait to Allison to answer, but I think she said, one sec, I'll read it out. Super helpful. We aren't doing it that way, but we'll start. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Cool. Awesome. Now I think Fred have one thing. Are files uploaded available to be referenced for any of the AI functions? Can a job spec be generated pulling information from uploaded docs as well as anything manually input?
I actually don't know the answer on the
Yeah,
uploaded. Can
I
you
also
upload it and then push it?
like Fred, we need more elaboration. I think we'll have to, check this out as well later. So yeah, you can let
I
us
think
know.
I had to copy and paste the job description and then push the AI button. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you can upload it and then do that. I think it might stay with your attachment. So I think maybe just copy and paste the job description into it and then push the AI button. But I've also put incredibly minimal information, just a couple notes into
Yeah.
that body of that too, and used AI for that on your platform too. And that's been helpful too, if I didn't have a job description to pull from.
Yeah, okay. You're talking about the when you use the AI to create the job description. So it's like basically more info you add on that when you're adding the job, more accurate the job description will be, right? So let's say
Yeah.
you're adding the title, you're adding some fields, all the default fields. So when you add
Yes.
data, more data there, the AI job description will be more better.
Yes. Yeah. But I've
Yeah.
also done just with very minimal and it still worked really well. So
Awesome.
you
Awesome.
can do it either way.
And Jocelyn, I really, it's really great that you have shared your sensitive data with us and showed us how not
Yeah.
all of us can do that. But thank you
It's
so
fine.
much. Uh, yes. Cool. Now, okay, let me go back to the next go to the next question is and we only have like 3 4 minutes left for this segment. So one is like how do you organize your data or pipeline in Recruit CRM to stay efficient?
Um, I think, and my data and my pipeline, I think for me, it's just the practice of every single day going into what jobs I have listed, advancing any stages that I need to, and making those modifications. And then, of course, for everybody on the call, like our days are so incredibly reactive with requests for scheduling and candidate communication. So every day is like a little bit on fire of trying to get everything done. But yeah, for me, it's just, again, it's kind of keeping me organized and knowing where things are. What do I need to follow? What have I not followed up with a hiring manager on? Those types of things. So just the centralization of the information for me.
That's great. And you can stop sharing your screen, Jocelyn, so
Sure.
we can see.
There you go.
Okay, cool. And then, guys, one or two more things. So, regarding the email as well, Jocelyn talked about related email section. So, we are now moving to the new version of email, and it will be way better. You'll be able to search inside of that email subject in the email. You have the email logo on the left-hand side. You can search in that. Plus, we have a new feature which is meeting scheduler. So, like Calendly, you now can have a link which you can share with your contact and candidates so that they can book a call with you. We are migrating accounts to the new version. Once done, we'll let you all know about that in the app. Cool.
I love it.
Awesome. Now, I think one last question we'll take on this. Do you use Recruit CRM to organize your new business development? This is asked by Andy in the chat.
Yes. So we have a couple of projects going on right now. We have an administrative person currently, on one hand, organizing and researching all of our past placements. So we've been in business for going on 13 years. And so he's been researching all of the people we placed in those, going on 13 years, and hiring managers, to allow us to create lists for each recruiter who placed those people and had those hiring manager relationships, that then we're going to use. So it's all the data and projects have been built within Recruit CRM. The next step for us is to send specific marketing messages to those candidates to drive candidate upload behavior with updated information, resume, looking at our job board, just kind of re-engaging with our brand. And then from a hiring manager perspective, trying to get re-engaged with some hiring managers that we've just maybe haven't talked to or paid attention to, because we're so, tunnel vision. So we'll have some marketing effort in that method too, which we'll use the templates for in the system to have those specific messages tailored, and it'll take 2 seconds to send to them. So that's one way we're doing business development. The other way we're doing business development in the just traditional kind of outreach messaging way is making sure that the company is in a company record within the system, and then adding those through the LinkedIn Recruit extension is a huge time saver too. So adding that company, adding that contact in there, and then again, kind of creating templates again to have messages that you can are turnkey and tailored to them, and then making that note and advancing it through the stages of when we've reached out, and using the task to follow up, right? To reminder, okay, I reached out to them 3 days ago, and adding the notes along the way. So I think just like we use it for candidates in the process, absolutely use it in the same method to keep yourself organized. Again, go into that related emails tab so you can see, oh yeah, I did email that person, and this is what I said. How am I going to change it? How am I changing my messaging the next time? Now, I bet Rudvik probably is sitting there thinking there's probably an even better way than I'm saying to automate that stuff and sequence that stuff. I just haven't tried it yet. That would be something I'd love to learn too, because I think that would make it better. We're kind of in our baby step phase right now of figuring everything out.
You read my mind. I was going to tell
You're like, wait, stop
sequences.
talking to me. Yes.
Yeah. But yes, definitely it takes time to set up these processes. And then I think what Jocelyn and her team did was extremely, like when I was onboarding them in the first, I don't know if I should share it or not, but in the first or second call, they were bombarding with questions, right? So they had a lot of questions. but then
Yes.
that curiosity only helped them with this, right? So that you need to have that curiosity inside of your team as well, and then that takes you forward, right?
Mhm.
So I think they did a
Yes.
really great job. And yes, sequence is there. We have now included text in the sequence. Sooner we'll also include LinkedIn messages in the sequences. Right now there's an added on feature where you can do the LinkedIn integration and send LinkedIn messages from Recruit CRM and get the messages. So yeah, we are coming up with new features there as well.
Maybe the next session. I'd love to learn from anybody that's doing that really well. It would be good to see how you do it.
That's good. Oh yeah, so we have someone on the chat saying sequences has been a lifesaver. So we have proof.
Next. So,
Awesome. Cool then. So one last question, Jocelyn, and then we'll go to the next segment is what advice would you give to someone just started in recruitment, as a new company, if it's, a small company, then what is your advice to them?
a couple things. Number one, I would say, and I've said this for all the years I do this, start with where you are. And what I mean by that is if you're literally just starting, start with where you're at. If you have a first client, start with the way you're organizing yourself from the beginning and staying consistent in the organization. I think organization is so much in this job. Just a very simple example, as you know, you get sent a resume by candidate. Candidate, the way people name their files for resumes is wild. It's just like resume too, it's all over the place. And so rename these files into first, last name, resume, whatever key indicators you need. But start with where you're at. With that, open up a folder for Texas and make it Houston and put it in there. It's the same methodology in Recruit CRM. It's like starting with the organization of the system. So you have a really turnkey way that can grow with your business. So you're not sitting there going, how in the world did I save that file? Why do I can't find it now? And then you're spending all your time kind of searching for things. And the other thing I believe strongly is in this role, you're going to consistently hit a wall probably every quarter in some way, shape, or form, or you're going to hit a wall of whether it's you're overwhelmed, you're feeling behind, you've dropped a lot of balls, you've had a lot of losses, and you're like going through this evolution. I just think it's important to keep the mindset that this isn't like an evolutionary role. Everything I do today is not even close to what I did a year ago. Everything keeps changing. I keep making adjustments. I keep upgrading something, saving it, looking at it a different way, enhancing it, using different tools like AI, trying to become more efficient. And I think the more we're open to that change and we don't get stuck in one way of doing things, and like Rick said, being curious and just trying to be better and share that knowledge with your team and the organizations you're building to empower them to go, hey, I have ideas too. I can enhance our system too. I can enhance the way we do things. Collectively, we do a better job. And I think that thoroughness is just kind of intrinsically passed on to our candidates and clients that we're working with because we're always just trying to do better. So just being a learner, I think, is important, and curious and asking questions and being resourceful, right? And just there's not one way to do this. We all do it differently, and you should lean on what your strengths are and approach it that way, because the way you do it works for you, and I might have a different way of doing it, but I think we're both going to get to the same end goal by being ourselves.
Awesome. That's a great piece of advice, Jocelyn. Cool. And guys, will not take a lot of your time. So we can, move to the next segment. So we have Abhishek on our call, and he's our automation expert, and he's really great with it. So we are setting this up with Jocelyn and her team as well. So what Abhishek will do is he will give you some use cases that other clients are using it, how they're saving time and money using automation with Recruits here. So Abhishek, to you.
Hello, hi everybody. So it's great seeing everybody on this webinar. And I will not take much of your time again. It'll be a quick walkthrough of the workflow automation and integration feature that we have launched in Recruit CRM. So firstly, there's a lot going on everywhere, right? About the AI, about automating processes. So especially in the recruitment industry, so you might have like, why do you want to automate the process, right? So that is the major question, right? Now, Firstly, we do talk to a lot of our clients and customers, right? And then we have identified that a lot of recruiters spend at least 20 to 30% of their time on repetitive tasks. It could be any repetitive task, right? Such as manual follow-ups, data entries, and the reminders, which kind of drains the productivity of the team. And then you're investing your lots and lots of time, doing all of these processes. So where you can simply automate all of these processes and dedicate your key and valuable time in building client relationships, placing candidates, generating revenue, and all of that, right? Where you're super focused and you let the automation do all of your back end work, right? So that's why we've listened to our customers. So we have implemented or launched a tool inside Recruit CRM. It's called Workflow Automations and Integrations. So a workflow automation and integration, it's powered by Workato, which is one of the best automation software out in the market. So workflow automation helps you kind of automate all of your repetitive tasks. So especially we identify, or so you can kind of look up to your team and see what are the repetitive tasks that you or your team is performing. And then uh, you can schedule a call with one of our reps or your account managers in Recruit CRM to kind of brainstorm and see what workflow automation can do to help you reduce all of the manual work, right? And then we have not workflow automation doesn't just work with Recruit CRM, but it also helps you integrate with third-party tools as well. So some of you might be using some amazing tools out in the market, right? Such as Google Sheets, Slack, Calendly, or any of those tools, right? And workflow automation is compatible in connecting with all of these applications within Recruit CRM, right? You do not have to download anything externally. You do not have to do that extra hassle connecting all of these applications, right? Just with a click of a button, you can search through the app, and I will show that in a bit. You can search the app that you're using on your daily basis, uh, and you can simply click on the icon, enter the creds, and connect, right? And then you can bring Recruit CRM and multiple application together and build workflows between them. Right. So let me quickly share my screen and give you some examples, right? Just allow me a minute. Let me know if you all can see my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So how do you start, or where do you find this tool, right? So firstly, in your Recruit CRM account, go to your admin settings and then scroll down a little bit, and then you'll find a tool called Workflow Automations and Integrations. Right. So if this is the first time that you're clicking on workflow automations, then in about 5 to 10 minutes, you should see a new folder that's created under the workflow section. So where what we have done is basically we have collected some uh, commonly used cases or commonly used automations, and then we have bundled them up. We have around 75 odd cases in here, right? Once you see them, you'll be able to go under different segments that are already created in your account. If you do not see this section, then you can reach out to your account manager and we'll have it populated on your account, right? So these are like the commonly used automations by some of our customers, all right? And I would like to share a few use cases over here. One use case is that you can integrate with your LinkedIn, right? Where you can post your jobs automatically on your LinkedIn as a feed under your company section, right? Now this is a pretty cool automation, and a lot of our customers are using it already, and it works very well. Right. So basically, if you want to advertise the jobs on your LinkedIn feed or on your company feed or on your personal feed, right? What you can do is simply connect your respective LinkedIn account inside Recruit CRM, and then you can simply activate this automation on your account. So there are steps, and we are also working on articles which will be launched pretty soon. So which will give you a kind of walkthrough on how to utilize these templates, and also there will be uh, videos where you can watch and learn how to use automations. So we are also working on making this a self-serving model wherein you do not have to reach out to Recruit CRM to implement this automation, but you can simply type in your requirements and that will automatically generate into a live workflow wherein you can simply connect your fields or do the mappings, and that's all. It's all live, right? And then we also have integrations with e-signature applications, right? So let's say you place a candidate and if you want to send a contract letter to your candidates automatically, right? So otherwise, it's a lot of time. Go to your e-signature application, download the document, fill the information manually, and send it to your candidates for them to sign. And once the candidate signs it and sends it back, you'll have to upload it back to the candidate section or wherever you would like to keep it, right? But all of this process can be automated, right? Yeah, and we do have integrations with uh, very good e-signature applications out in the market, such as DocuSign and PandaDocs, right? And we also have it with Adobe Sign. Right. What we do is we basically connect with your DocuSign account, and then whenever a candidate is placed, we trigger an automation that fetches the document that you have in your DocuSign and pre-fill the information, right? Basically the variables, and automatically send it to the candidate. And once the candidate signs it, we attach back to the respective profile inside your CRM. So the entire process is taken care of, right? The same thing with we have done with enrichment as well. So let's say if you do not have uh, the relevant information available under their profile. Let's say you have seen a candidate on your LinkedIn account, and then you add them using Recruit CRM's Chrome extension. So if you're not a first degree connection, then most probably you will not find their email address or contact info, right? So that's where we have pretty cool integrations with Apollo, Lucia, so which will help you fetch this information. So we have designed the automation in such a way that as soon as you create a candidate in your Recruit CRM, it will check if the candidate has email address or whatever parameters that you're looking for, and then send that candidate's LinkedIn address to Lucia or Apollo, and then it will automatically fetch the information and adds it back.
Oh, so I think, guys, regarding this automation, I think this is Abhishek is talking about the external tools as well, but we also do internal automation like Recruit CRM to Recruit CRM automation. For example, if a candidate is stuck in a hiring stage for let's say 7 days, tell the recruiter or the collaborator of the job. So these type of automations can also be done, which will led you to like you do recruitment and the admin work will be taken care by our automation. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for sharing.
Right. Totally. So yeah, like Ruthvik mentioned, we can do pretty much the admin work. So let's say you're on meetings with your clients or candidates and you're taking notes and you want to kind of generate the summary of the notes and move the candidates across hiring stages. So all of this process can be automated, right? And this is a pretty powerful tool, and and I do not have much time to cover all the use cases. There's a lot that this tool can do. It's only left to your imaginations, and then you discuss it and we do it for you. Yeah.
Awesome. And we also have a deck we'll share with you
Yes.
after the call, or if you can upload that here in the chat, Abhishek, you can do that. So it's like a 50 use cases deck that we have, and you can check it out. Cool. So what I'll do now is share with you our new tool that we have launched. It's called Recruit Craft, right? So basically, if you guys know, it is a challenge to have your career builder site built, right? So you have your website, but like to build your career site and then integrate that with your ATS or CRM, it's a nightmare, right? You have to get your engineer. It may take months to build that. Then your engineer or the contractor which you sign from Upwork can run anytime, and then the automation stops. So we are also doing a poll here first for the workflow automation. If you guys are interested, you can, vote for that. Cool. Now, one more thing is, so what we are doing because of that, and there's no support, right, on the career page builder. So what we have done is we have created our own website, which is called Recruit Craft, and it is a no coding. So I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you all can see. So it's a no coding, and it is totally customizable, code free, ready to launch in just 10 minutes. So you can do it by yourself, right? So what I'll do is I'll just quickly log in and show you how it works. So once I sign in, I'm okay. So sorry. Yeah. Once I sign in, so you'll see these templates, which are ready to use templates, right? Now, let me show you, let's say this one. Now, the thing is, I can edit this template and I also get candidate portal with it. So many times what happens, you build your career website, but it's not, properly built for the candidates. So I'll show you later, but for now I'm skipping it. So totally I can customize the font, the accent color, the text color. I can customize these filters and I can directly add my Recruit CRM API key and integrate that with the Recruit Craft. And I can customize this, and within minutes I can make this live website. The cherry on top is you get two jobs for free, like which you can post on the Recruit Craft domain. Going back, this is the published website. I'll show you the view live site. So this is how it looks. So as an example, I can search with location, city, and then I can apply to the job. Now when I apply, the candidate portal opens up and I have to sign up as a candidate. Once I sign up with this, let me check. So once I sign up, I can see how many jobs I have assigned to, what are the total jobs applied, my dashboard, right? My job listings, everything's are there. So that's how this works. So if you guys have any question, please let us know. Plus here we have Google Tag Manager. So you can basically do analytics. You can have your token here and you can see how many people are logging into your website and, clicking on the links. So that is also there. So this is our Recruit Craft for you guys if you are really interested. So we'll do a poll here as well for that. So please let us know if you're interested. Awesome. Cool. So I think we are uh yeah, definitely, Carol. So we can link to your web page. That's the whole benefit of it. That we once you create the site, we will link to your website. And then we'll also, as you all know, our USP is our support. So anything happens, we'll give you our support. Support team is ready to help you with that. So that's the thing. And it's really fast. Yeah, you can say that it's a ready-made, or you can customize it according to you. So Nick is asking, is it a ready-made career portal? Yes, it is a ready-made career portal. You can totally customize it. You can put your company logo, branding, and all. And yes, found on Google is one more thing which is coming soon. So Google for jobs. When you put the jobs on your career page, it will automatically come to in the job section of Google. So that is also there. Yes. So when you post in Recruit CRM, it will go directly to your website. It will be a seamless integration. Yeah. Job questions, everything will be there. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So that's it on the Recruit. Can we optimize the site? So Harsha, you can just reply to Andy as well. He's asking if we can optimize the site or not. Cool. So yeah, we are done with this. So Jocelyn, if you're there, thank you so much for sharing your
Yes.
expertise. It's been a pleasure having you with us. Also, thank you everyone who joined us today. We hope you find this session valuable. If you have any follow-up question, please reach out to us on support@recruitcrm.io. And stay tuned for upcoming webinars and resources. We look forward to connecting again soon.